Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hey, Farina, you are number one on the YouTube side. Let's see who's number one on the Facebook side. Let's see. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Hey, y'all.
What's good, peeps? What's good?
Let's see who's coming in. Good morning.
Oh, you're the first one.
I was the first one.
Yeah.
Nicole Carter, you're number one on the Facebook side. Welcome this morning. Hey, Patricia, thank you for being a star sender. Thank you for being so faithful, always out here, Patricia. I see you. Tanya, good morning. Good morning to all of you joining us on the Facebook side. Hey, Sheila, Abigail, Sheila Reese, I need you to call me today. Hello, Karen Rogers, Gina. Just so y'all know, Karen Rogers is in the Karen, is that my Karen Rogers? Karen, yeah. Maybe that's not her. I don't want to say that. All right. Good morning, everybody. Hey, Stephanie, Linda. Good morning to all of you. I want to make sure it's the right person. Lisa, good morning. Tina, Vanessa, good morning. Kim, Audrey, Marcia, Marcel, good morning to all of you. We have been talking all week. This is Fresh Baked Manna Live with Skip and Melva Henderson. We've been talking all week about believing in yourself. We've had a few different conversations, I think. Faith. We started out with faith. Yeah. And so today we are going to continue along that line. And yesterday, it was so good yesterday. Conversation was really good yesterday. If you did not get to see us yesterday, you want to go back and look at that video from yesterday. And so we're going to kind of pick up where we were yesterday, talking about believing in yourself. We want to talk about how to believe in yourself. How do you believe in yourself? Because whether you realize it or not, the level of success you see in your life is the direct result of your belief system.
Exactly.
What do you think about you? And I'm not talking about religion or philosophy. I mean, what is your belief system? Because it's going to determine your ability to succeed. You got to believe in yourself, because believing in yourself means that you have faith in who you are, who God has made you. It means that you can do something. Tomorrow I'm going to talk about the I can of life, but you can do something. You know, it's within your ability to make something happen. And when you believe in yourself, you can overcome self-doubt. You have the confidence to take action to get things done. You know, it's when you're drowning in your fears, when you're drowning in doubts, self-sabotaging behaviors, success can feel like it's out of your grasp.
Right.
And then all of the skills and training and tools in the world will not help you if you don't change your mindset and start believing in yourself. And so it's important to overcome obstacles and whatnot. You got to think about yourself.
Yeah, I think I said it yesterday, and that is, he who believes he can and he who believes he can't are both
right.
They're both right. You know, so the question becomes, if you want to be right, why not be right being right? Then be right being wrong. You know, so believe in yourself, because first of all, God has already put some skills, some talents, and abilities already in you. You were born with. But sometimes you need somebody who can look at you and say, "Okay, I see that. Let me pull that out of you." Or, "I see that. You need somebody to look at you and say, "Let me help you uncover who you really are." Because of all of the things that you don't like about you is what you see in the mirror. But when I look at you, I see all the things that you could potentially be, because I see it in you, but somebody's got to pull it out of you.
Absolutely.
And so you need some, what I call gift diggers in your life. You need some gift diggers, somebody who can dig in your life, look in your life, dig in and say, I'm trying to dig that gift out of you. It's uncovered. It's covered up with your self-doubt, your fear, your unbelief, your what you think is your lack of education, what you think is not having enough money, what you think is, I wasn't born in the right family. You need somebody to go, let me get all of that mess out of there and clean it off so we can really see the diamond in the rough that you are.
Yeah, because when you see yourself through the lens of failure, all you will do is fail. And so it's really important, especially for those of you that have tried something, you stepped out to do something, and you failed at it. You stepped out to do something and you failed at it. And every time you went to go at it, then you fail, then it will have you to start thinking,
You have a loser's mentality is
right,
what you
it'll
start
make you
developing.
think less of yourself than what you really are. And so the key in times like that is to work on your strengths. You know, not don't focus on the weaknesses, but continue to work on your strength. You know, you don't I was thinking about remember when you had taken this one test. I don't remember what the test was, but you're taking this test over and over and over again.
Appraiser.
Yeah, and going into the real estate space.
Right.
And there was a test that he had taken, and he had taken that test over and over and over again. And it began to, how did it affect you? I don't want to speak for you.
It began to make me feel like, because I was doing the work already out in the field, knew what to do, but the test was written in such a way, I'm like, this don't sound like terms we use. This don't sound like what we do. And it began to frustrate me to a point where, and yeah, I'll say it, I end up giving up. I'm like, I'm not taking this test anymore. It's not affecting me any longer. I'm still able to do the work. I'm still able to make the money. But as after time passed, what I realized is I gave up on my ability to grow. I gave up on my faith to finish. I gave up on the stick-to-itiveness that's already in me. I gave up on it. And now looking back, I regret it. Part of me is even now thinking about, you know what? Go back to school just so you can pass that test.
Yeah, yeah. Because what ends up happening is that you'll struggle with your confidence.
Yeah.
And you'll tend to focus on the things that you failed at, the things that you can't do, versus remembering the things that you can do. This is why it's so critical to stay in your particular wheelhouse.
Yeah.
That's one thing. You stay where your strengths are. It doesn't mean that you can't branch out and learn new things. But if you stick with your wheelhouse, it'll just be a matter of time, and keep learning, keep trying, keep going back at it. And eventually you will begin to see things turn for you.
Right.
You don't want to feel, your weaknesses. You don't want to get accustomed
Right.
to looking at your weaknesses and being comfortable with your weaknesses.
Right.
You don't want them to be highlighted in your mind all the time. No, what you want to do is highlight your strength.
Right.
Because when you highlight your weaknesses, associated with that is shame, failure, and
Right.
that's how you begin to see yourself.
And what happens when you fail enough times, and you don't fail, you learn. You learn from this.
Take lessons.
You take lessons, you learn. But what happens a lot of times is what it'll do is it'll start to wean your hunger for more. It'll start to take away your hunger for success because, I'm not as hungry about that. I'm not as hungry for that as I was because, you know, failure tastes nasty. It really does. There's nothing good about failure if you look at it from a losing standpoint. But I think about Donald Trump. He filed bankruptcy 7 times. 7 times. He learned 7 lessons on how not to be successful so that he doesn't do that anymore. And now he's a multi-billionaire again. But what did he do? He could have said, you know what? I tried this the first time, I failed, I'm not doing this anymore.
Now, you may not like him, but he got a story.
Yeah. I tried it again. I didn't, I don't like, I messed up again. Now, how many times, okay, let me try it again. He could have gotten to a place of taking the losses and discouraging him to the place, I'm not trying this anymore. I'm not doing this anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. But the 7th time, he looked at it and said, you know what? I'm going to give it a go again. And what I love is because you keep trying, your spirit keeps reaching.
Yeah.
It keeps thriving after it. It keeps going after it until now, say what you want, billions come from success. So he's learned how to create and gain wealth because he kept working at it. And that's the thing that you're going to have to put in you is, I will not quit. I will not stop. I'm a finisher. I'm not a stopper.
Mhm.
I keep going. I don't stop until I get the desired results in which I'm going after.
Yeah, I think one of the most powerful things that you can do, one of the most powerful gifts that anybody can give to themselves is one, recognize everybody has weaknesses, but everybody has strengths.
Right.
And what you need to do is determine what your strengths are so that you can get the most mileage out of your strengths. And so the solution is to start building, to build your confidence and to believe in yourself, is stop spinning your wheels, stop doing things that you're not wired to do. Find what you're gifted at and rock that. I mean, rock it. You have to discover what you're already good at. There's
Right.
some things that every person is just naturally inclined to do, right? And so a common habit of successful people is to focus on the positive, what they excel at, right? And they delegate their weaknesses to other people instead of worrying about how they may not measure up. You just got to get the right people around you who have strengths in the areas of your weakness. And then when you shift your focus to developing your strengths, then you're going to effortlessly feel more confident and competent. And then when you put forth effort into developing your natural abilities, you become very good at what it is that you do. You know, we were in Clubhouse one day and someone said it takes 1,000 times you do something, 10,000 times, and then you become a professional at that. 10,000 times and it becomes a part of who you are. Well, rock what you do and keep doing what you do. You know, you were telling the story about Steph Curry yesterday.
And muscle memory.
Yeah, that muscle memory. And that's what we want to continue to work at. Get that muscle memory and know your strengths, right? Look at the big picture. Remember that there are strengths that you have. I'm not saying ignore your weaknesses. I'm saying build your weaknesses by getting other people around you who are strong where you are weak. But then in the areas of your strength, continue to develop that. Continue to educate yourself. Continue to get around people who do what you do.
Right.
Or who do what you desire to do.
Or do it better than you.
Right, exactly.
The other thing is you have to have a vision of what you want. The Bible says, write the vision, make it plain. Make it plain. So they that see it can run with it. So you have to be, I remember when I was at Rhema, when I was in Bible Training Center, I would have these little cue cards written all over the place. I'd have them on my mirror. I'd have them on my doors at my on the door of my bedroom. I'd have them on the back side of my door when I close it. I'd have it on the front of the door when I walked in. We'd have them on the refrigerator. My roommate and I, and what they were reminders of who we want to be, reminders of who we are, and what we are uncovering to become. And so we had scriptures everywhere. While I'm brushing my teeth, I'm looking at the vision. It's becoming more and more plain to me. It's written plain. So when I'm brushing my teeth, I'm seeing it, and something on the inside is running. It gives me energy. That's the fuel for my from my motor of my heart, of my faith, that gives me energy. It's making me run. Go get that. Get it. I'm getting that. I am who I am. I am who the word says I am. I'm successful here and there. But I kept cards around that I kept looking at, that I kept before my eyes, because I understood what I saw, I was going to become. And so I kept it in front of me. My roommate kept them in. And so, I get up in the morning, and before I went to go use the bathroom, I would go I'd look at that wall or that the back of my door and start confessing those things, read them. I'd say them to myself. And then I go use the bathroom, while I'm washing my hands, I see the vision on the mirror, and I'm saying it there. And then when I go back to the room to get dressed, before I walk in my room, I'm seeing the vision. On the refrigerator, before I open the refrigerator to eat, I'm seeing the vision. So you have to keep where you want to go in front of you, because it keeps you mindful of what you want to do.
Right.
And you don't have time to waste in getting there. And this keeps you focused. It keeps you moving towards the goal that you're trying to reach. So it's so important to have it written down. We have a vision board. We have a vision board, and we keep our vision board in front of us to remind us this is who we are. This is good. This is our focus. This is our bullseye. This is what we're aiming at. And we make steps. And what it also does is it keeps you from making bad steps that aren't getting you in that direction. And it begins to cut the fluff out of your life that's stopping you from getting there.
But sometimes it's not bad steps. Sometimes it's just missteps. Sometimes it's stepping into things that really don't align with where you're trying to go. And with keeping your vision in front of you, what it does is it keeps you focused.
Right.
That's what it does. And so when other opportunities come, you're like, man, that's a great opportunity, but it does not align with where I'm trying to go. And that's the whole purpose of keeping your vision, writing the vision and making it plain, because you will have marvelous opportunities to engage in things that do not align with where you're trying to go. And the other thing I want to encourage you all to do is become your own coach. See, we're looking for mentors and people to speak into our lives, but if you don't believe in yourself, you're not going to believe somebody that's coaching you. You're not even going to have confidence in what they say to you.
Right.
Any good coach is going to help you discover what's already in you. And once you discover what's in you, then you coach yourself on. One of the things I will say about Skip is that he will encourage himself. If nobody else says, nobody else pats him on the back, he will pat himself on the back. And that's an important part.
Because what am I going to do when I'm away from the game and there's no cheerleaders cheering me on? There's nobody cheering you on in practice. There's nobody cheering you on when I played basketball, when the coach was having me do those line drills and doing all that stuff that was needed to be better. Nobody was saying, come on, get this done. You can do this. No, I had to dig within myself to find what I needed to get it done. And so I had to be my own cheerleader. I had to be my best coach. I had to be the one that says, okay, last set, best set. I had to do that for myself. Nobody else was doing that. And so I became my biggest motivation. You're not going to quit on you, Skip. You're not going to quit on you. You're going to make me proud. That's what I would say to myself. Make me proud. I don't care about anybody else being proud. Make me proud, and everything else I'll be good with everything else and everybody else.
You have to show up for you.
That's it. That's key.
You have to show up for you. You can't disappoint you. That's one of the things that I made up in my mind.
That's the greatest disappointment.
And those are the times really that you start feeling condemned.
Right.
You think God or people blame it on the. But these are the times that people will blame it on the Holy Spirit convicted me. Your own heart is condemning you,
right?
Because you're not showing up for yourself,
right?
Your heart is like, wait a minute, we're better than this. Right. We're higher than this. We're stronger than this. We're more prosperous than this.
Think about the prodigal son. He got so low, and then he was reminded, this is not who I am.
Right. Something in him told him. The Bible says he came to himself. Himself, right. And so himself was his spirit. He came to his inner man. His inner man came to him, was like, dude, why are you out here like this? You got a father who's wealthy. You got a house. You got acreages. You got servants. You got all of this.
Your father's servants are living better than you. Go back home. And at least if you're going to work for somebody, go work for your daddy.
Right. And look at what happened. His father, and in his mind, when he went back to his father, he was going back to his father with a servant mindset, but he was a son. This is what we've been talking about in Clubhouse. But he was a son. And so his father, even though the man had shrink down in his mind to a servant, his father never treated him any differently than a son. And so he came with the mindset, I'm just going to humble myself. I'm going to dummy down to a servant. But his father was like, head up, chin up, put the robe on his back, put the ring on his finger. This is who you are. And I'm not going to allow you to shrink from who you are. Stop doing that to yourself. A lot of people, you do that to yourself. You can't blame anybody else for where you are and how you're thinking and what's going on inside of you. This is you. You have to show up for you. You have to grab you and say, stop that.
Right.
Don't do that. Get yourself up. Move yourself where you're supposed to be. You're a king and a priest. You reign in life by one Jesus Christ. Now get to reigning.
That's it. And that's the key. You know, so often we have the wrong mindset of ourselves. And as a result, we do the wrong things for ourselves.
To ourselves.
And to ourselves. So you got to think the way God, how does God think about you? You ever asked him, God, what do you think about me? And he said in his word, I know the thoughts I have for you, says the Lord.
Thoughts of shalom, shalom.
Right.
Peace.
Peace.
Prosperity.
Right.
Nothing missing, nothing broken.
That's it. And when you understand, and he said, and I got an expected end for you. I know where you're going to end up if you stay with me. And that's the way you have, God, remind me of how you think about me. Remind me of how you think about me, because right now, I'm not thinking right about me. So you tell me how you think about me so I can make your thoughts my thoughts and your ways my ways.
So good.
You have to, people. Step up your thought game. Step it up. Look at yourself in the mirror and coach yourself. I remember,
I love that.
you know, before games, before big games, when we played basketball, we'd have, when it's against a rivalry or we're getting ready to go upstate, they'd have these pep rallies where the basketball team would come out and the fans would be there and they'd just be cheering and boosting us on and letting us go. So, yeah, we're going to win this. We're going to take it. All these people are cheering you on. But then just before game time, I would go into the locker room and I would have my own pep talks to myself. All right, let's do this, baby. We're going to make this happen. Ain't nobody scoring on you today, and somebody's getting 50 on their head tonight. I don't know who. I don't know why, but I'm telling you, I'm giving it to everybody who steps on the court with me. But that was my mentality because I had already talked myself into a place of success and victory because I was my biggest and greatest cheerleader.
But it's more than just talking to yourself. It's believing in yourself.
Right.
There is an inner belief that you can make it happen because statistically it's been proven just to hear words is not enough.
Right.
You have to move, you have to take in what you're hearing, receive it in your inner person,
Right.
and then say, this is who I am. And then you begin to operate based on who you are. A lot of people put the cart in front of the horse. What they want to do is they want to execute before they believe. No,
Right.
you don't do it that way. You believe in yourself first, then begin to execute your life and the things that you desire to do based on what you know to be true about you.
Right.
Because if you don't believe in yourself, you're still going to be operating based on what you believe about yourself. But what you believe about yourself is rooted in something negative.
Right.
And so consequently, that's all you're going to be able to produce.
Yeah, Paul said, I believe, therefore I speak.
Right. It's not I speak and then I believe.
No.
Right.
He said, I got this belief in who I am and my capabilities before I ever tell anybody else who I am and what I'm doing. And that is key. You gotta build up your confidence in who you are, your capabilities, the God that you serve, what God will do through you and for you. You have to build that up before you begin to say, you know what, I'm getting ready to step out and do this, or I'm getting ready to do that. Because if you don't build your faith up and your belief in yourself and God, then when you get hit, you'll quit.
Yeah. This has been so rich. We're going to close this out tomorrow, but this has been really, really good. And I just want to welcome those of you that are joining us from LA, from New York, wherever it is that you are from.
Around the world.
Thank you all for joining us. This has been really rich. Fresh Baked Manna Live with Skip and Melva. We come out every day to add value to your life. Monday through Friday, because we...
It's so pretty.
Because we believe in you and we love you. We really want to see you walking and being the person that you've been created to be. God bless you. We love you. We will see you tomorrow. If you haven't joined us.
And don't forget, Kate, nobody beat you being you.
I wasn't finished.
Okay, well, go ahead.
If you have not joined us inside Clubhouse at 6 a.m. Central Standard Time, please join us at 6 a.m. We're really dropping some gems in Clubhouse every morning, Monday through Friday. So we want to encourage you to go out in the world. If you're going to your workplace, you're going to your job, you're going to be around your family. Go out in the world knowing that you are the best that God had. You are the best. Believe in yourself, because can't nobody beat you being you but you. Love you. See you soon.